Do practice preparations differ at all? And if so, how, leading up to bringing in another team to practice with you guys?
Not too much. I'd say the biggest difference would be if we were not practicing against another team, we would continue to install things next week. So we continue to add things to our daily routine. When you practice against another team, I think you're better off just going out there and run what you know. So there won't be a lot of new installation next week for Jacksonville. We'll run what we practiced through tomorrow and try to do it that way. I'd say that'd be the biggest change. If we weren't practicing against them, then we would continue to add things, next week. But we also would have to commit time to get ready for the game next week. So running scout teams and running Jacksonville's place against us, whereas when you practice against a team, that is the preparation. So it kind of kills two birds with one stone there.
Bill, what made you guys decide that Jacksonville would be a good team to hold a joint practice with, and what are you expecting out of it next week?
I expect our team to improve, and I think that Coach Malone and the program that they have down there would be good for us to work against. A lot of respect for what he did at Buffalo. They're a very, very tough team to compete against when he coached in our division. And did a great job throughout his career. Syracuse, when he's an assistant in this league, so a lot of respect for Doug and the program he runs.
It's Pro Football Hall of Fame weekend. We have LaDainian Tomlinson, Jason Taylor, Kurt Warner, some others going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Curious, anyone stand out from that class to you?
Yeah, I mean, they're all great players. Barrett and Jerry and all the rest of them. So really just trying to focus on what we're doing, trying to coach our team, try to do a good job. A fun job.
Are there certain positions you can evaluate better, I guess is the word, in a scrimmage setting than in a normal practice setting?
Yeah, well, again, this is putting it all together. So instead of doing one thing for a sustained period of time, which isn't really the way football is played, this gives us a chance to simulate the moving game. First down, second down, third down. Ball moves, field position moves. Kicking unit comes on the field. Other offensive or defensive unit comes out on the exchange. And that's how you play. You don't run 10 first down plays in a row. You don't run 8 third down plays in a row, or 8 sub blitzes in a row, or it's just 10 punts in a row. You just don't, that's just not football. So, but those are teaching, good teaching methods. It's a more efficient way to do it. So there's a place for that, but at some point there's a place for trying to simulate a game. So that's what we're
gonna do. Are there players who maybe practice better or look better as you do the game situations instead of the practice situations?
Could be. I don't know, we'll see.
You mentioned some of those, just getting on and off the field from situation to situation. Is that any more challenging now because you just have so many bodies of 90 guys?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we have 90. Yeah, we have 90 guys, and we have basically 3 groups on each side of the ball. Whereas in the regular season, it's how many players are doing most of the playing on offense and defense, call it 15, 16, 17, how many guys it is. There's a lot fewer substitutions, it's a lot cleaner. Of course, if something happens during the game to somebody, then that affects a lot more. So you don't have a backup for every spot in the game in the regular season, like we kind of do here. So, but yeah, it's challenging.
How have you felt about the cleanliness of those exchanges thus far through 7 practices, I guess, when you have them?
I'd say it's probably much like everything else in training camp. I think we're improving at everything that we're working on. I always wanted to go at a little bit of a faster pace, but we're a lot better than where we were. But still a long way to go. We've got a lot of work to do. It's really hard to measure those things until you actually compete against another team and see where you are relative to them. So where we are is we always are looking to get better. We're always trying to improve. We always want to be as efficient as we can. How does that compare to everybody else? Who knows? Find out until we start competing against them.
Bill, I don't think we talked to you again until day 2 of the Jaguars practice. Just wondering how beneficial you think going against like a 6'3", 6'4" receiver like Allen Robinson will be for your secondary, because it doesn't seem like you guys have someone who can exactly simulate that kind of size.
I mean, when Robs flexes out, he's about as big as anybody we're going to play against. So, but look, it's always good to go against different players. Every player has their own unique skill set, and all the players in this league are good. So it's always good to see a different types of matchups, so that each of us, our guys can work against the variety of players that we have, the variety that our opponent has, and not only players but scheme, and see a different scheme, see a different player, different type of player, and different skill set. Those are all valuable experiences. Sure.
When it comes to planning the joint practices, do you submit a plan to them of what you want to work on, and they submit a plan to you, and then you kind of work together with?
Well, since this is the first time we've worked with Jacksonville, like say for example, New Orleans is a team we've worked together, so we could, in that example last year, could go back to things we'd done previously, and this is the way we laid it out, that we want to do it this way. But in this case, Coach Marone and I talked about it. What are the things we want to try to accomplish? How many days? What do we generally want to do each day? What are the points of emphasis? And then we, put together something and kind of red penciled it. How about if we do it this way or adjust it this way? Or I think and so that really is, I would say, relatively easy. There are some things that a team, we have a certain practice structure, a certain way of doing certain things. It's not right or wrong, it's just the way we do them. We have another team that, they're playing the same game, but maybe they do things just a little bit differently. And I'd say when those don't coincide, then as coaches, we try to find what the common ground is. Either we're going to do it your way, or you're going to do it our way, or we're going to maybe split the difference depending on what the issue is. And so that's, I wouldn't say challenging, but I think that's one of the things that needs to be, ironed out. And I think it's usually better if everybody can do it the same way. So there are certain periods in practice, at the beginning of practice, where both teams do their own things separately, and then when we come together, then there's a certain, let's say, standard or conformity that we want there to be, so that everybody's on the same page. It's not one way for our defense and another way for their defense, or vice versa, and that kind of thing. So, but that's been, Jacksonville's been great to work with. Their support staff, the people that are part of the operational side of it, that's been great. Our people on our side have done a great job, as they always do, in working with the team that's coming in. And we've had great cooperation when it's gone the other way. So we're expecting 3 days of very productive work against Jacksonville. That's just I'd say in general how it goes. Once you have the conversation with a coach and we kind of agree to, well, this is conceptually the way we want to do it, then it's kind of dotting the I's and crossing some T's, and just working it out so that we can actually get to the point that we agree on.